Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rating Pending podcast. As a difference from many times, my name is Solix Space. I will be your host for tonight. With me today, I have Modern Mega, also known as Carlos,
Hi guys.
and Vote for Pedro 74, also known, well, as Pedro.
The inmates are running the asylum today, guys, so be ready for shit to go down.
Yeah.
Yep.
To explain why this is going down with just the three of us, Taurus is still. Cardinal's still, damn it, I used his other name. Cardinal's still at Finland. Victor's computer went on the fritz last week after sending him the gameplay, so we still have to upload that.
Yep.
And, well, we don't know where Evan is right now, so I guess it's just us three.
He's MIA for the moment.
Yeah, our topics for tonight are a little different. You might be seeing various images right now on this poster. Many of them you won't recognize them. This is the reason why. Our main topic, which will be actually a short one, um, is the, you could say, rumors of Bethesda having a spot at E3 this year, something that hasn't happened in a long time. But also, Carlos and I, and Pedro included for today, will be bringing you a new segment, not only for the podcast, but probably something that might become separate after we talk about it. We'll be bringing you the Indie Corner, where we will be discussing Breach TD by Space Rhino, Grow Home by apparently a separate team in Ubisoft, and Stranded Deep by Beam.
In the
So,
corner!
Oh my god.
so please
Boom.
don't.
He,
Not
he
yet.
really he really did it.
Yes.
Okay. So let's start with the whole, with the Bethesda news.
Yep.
For those of you who might not know, strangely, Bethesda is a team in charge not only for Fallout but also for the Elder Scrolls games, and most of their projects tend to be something secretive. Like you tend to find
Yep.
out in various places, but normally not at E3. In this case, apparently, it has been made public that they will have a spot and that they will be showing us something they've been working on for a while.
What that might be.
Now, as I mentioned, they mostly have two franchises, which are their main franchises, per se. Yet, somehow I feel we'll be seeing something different. I mean, for the most part, in the Elder Scrolls series, they should still be working on the online, which is due to come out when, Carlos? Like, do you remember when?
Is it already out though?
What
I think it's
the
already out.
Is it
the
already out?
Yeah, I think.
Elder Scrolls Online?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out.
It's out on PC. It hasn't been out on consoles yet.
Oh, exactly.
That's what I'm. Okay, yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's coming for next gen too.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, current
Yeah.
gen.
Yeah, current.
It is coming out for OS X, for Microsoft, Windows platforms, PS4 and Xbox One. So far, it seems to have decent ratings. 7.8 out of 10, 3.5 out of 5. They've
Yeah.
been working on this for a while, and yet we haven't heard anything else that should be coming out. Project wise, like what are you guys expecting? Are you guys expecting sequels? Are you guys expecting something new?
Fallout 4.
Yeah, I think Fallout 4 is probably like the thing that's gonna be revealed because
Like
that's the one that
this
fans
2
want.
years, this last 2 years, they've been throwing rumors. Not Bethesda, but there's been little like leaks. Some are fake. Some are uh that they don't know if they're fake or not. But they're throwing a lot for Fallout 4.
And like for Fallout 4, I think it's the one that people have been waiting most. Even though we would like to see them
Yep.
make original stuff, I think it's a good time to have Fallout 4 for the new generation since Fallout 3 was arguably one of the best RPGs in the last generation, and to see that come back would be really nice to see in what setting they use it for.
Yeah, exactly. The thing about it is that lately, at least in my opinion, when Bethesda goes on ahead and publishes a sequel to something, well, not as much in consoles, but say, for example, Skyrim. Skyrim is still being played today
Yep.
on PC,
Yeah.
mostly because of modders. I believe that inclusively, there was a modder for Skyrim that ended up getting hired. I think it was a Bioware.
Yep.
And frankly, I find it curious. I would think that if they were to bring something new to the playing field, it would be interesting to see it from them. 'Cause so far, we've seen post-apocalyptic, and we've seen uh,
Medieval.
Medieval, yeah.
you could say medieval, but it's never confirmed
Yeah,
whether it is or not.
sorcery, all the dragons and all that
It,
shit.
it has a medieval slash more of a fantasy feel to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantasy. I will give it that.
Yeah.
Something that me and Evan were talking about a couple of days ago. It was, what if they found some way to merge these two separate universes?
I don't see it. No, it won't make sense for the public.
Yeah, like as much as we like to theorize about these connected universes in gaming, I don't think
They're too
I'm-
far away.
they're too far away. In like they're two different tones. I think for the Elder Scrolls games and the Fallout games. Fallout games had to do with the apocalyptic world after a supposed nuclear war,
Yeah.
and
But that's just it. You could always make something in between. Like, we've seen something rather futuristic. We've seen something rather fantasy medieval. Why not see something modern?
Oh, you're talking about like a present?
Exactly. Like,
okay. I
okay,
see what you mean.
right now, both universes have no way of straight on merging. But what if? Like, think about the ifs. Okay, Bethesda's known for mostly thinking a little out of the box when it comes to tackling themes that have already been tackled before. Because let's face it, there are many RPGs that cover fantasy and medieval, but people always think back on Skyrim, Oblivion, and Morrowind when
Yep.
when you think about it directly. And same goes for post-apocalyptic. You think of post-apocalyptic, nowadays you might think, I don't know, Last of Us, but back then and still now to date, you would think Fallout immediately, even if you hadn't played it before.
Yeah.
So for the most part, I would actually, I feel like I might be in a minority when it comes to saying that I would like to see something new from them, not just a sequel, because it could still work on them.
What they probably could do is that's the most thing I think they're gonna do is just a Fallout Online, like Elder Scrolls Online.
It would be interesting.
That's what a lot of people want.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem I'm seeing with it is, like, right now, Skyrim is doable. Elder Scrolls is doable. Mostly because of the mechanics. The game mechanics were already more or less PC wise, which allows it to be turned into an MMO rather easier. But when you think about it, there are certain little perks in keys in the Fallout universe that you wouldn't be able to use on an MMO unless you made it a co-op MMO. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Yes.
It would be extremely problematic. Like, there's this one mechanic. I haven't played him in a long time. The one mechanic where you just stop, analyze your opponent, see where you can shoot, and see where you can cause the most damage. That would be extremely terrifying to program for a player versus player type of thing.
I don't think it will work.
They're not gonna. If they do that, they're not gonna put that.
Exactly.
System.
And we all know how fan bases go around. The moment you take something out instead of adding to it, everything just goes on the fritz. And frankly, that is a huge risk that they might be taking. But for now, we're only sticking to the small amount of rumors that we heard.
Yeah.
So I guess we're just going to have to wait as the months come by. E3 is, I believe it was on June or July. Which one? I think it's early July, I think so, right?
No, early June, I think.
Early June?
Late June.
Late
Yeah.
June. Okay.
Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah.
Please.
And yeah, there are many things, I mean, this year.
I got the date already.
Okay, what's the date?
June 16th to the 18th of 2015.
There you go. So it's mid-June.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
That's
mid-June.
good. The thing about it is, like, we focused on this one mostly because this week has not been too high up, except for a certain hashtag that we are not allowed to mention and we don't want to mention.
It has to do with Gates.
Shut
Oh
up.
my God, no.
The thing about it is, Bill
Going
Gates.
on.
Okay.
Yeah, Bill
it's
Gates is
Gates.
such a great man, right?
Yeah, I guess to a point. I'm still pissed because yesterday, this morning I had to deal with some Microsoft bullshit on Minecraft. I had to bring back my account, put in my credit card for a moment so they could confirm that it wasn't a kid's account. I don't want to get into it. It got me really ticked this morning. But frankly, this year should be the year where not only games but technology per se should move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Computers are getting way smarter, way more capable of doing things. Phones are just basically mini computers. Consoles are being turned into multiple entertainment devices. And hoverboards have already been invented, though not perfected.
No.
This is the
Yeah.
year where things are going to happen. It's already February. We've already seen so many things going down. So, who knows, really?
The future.
The future is soon to come.
Future.
Yeah. As for, well, I guess we could already get into this, considering it's 3 games.
Surprise! I'm in the corner.
Yeah. So
Yep.
welcome, everybody. This is our indie corner, hosted by Modern Mega and Solid Space. Today we have a special edition. We have Pedro with us because we're not gonna cut this podcast in half for the first attempt of this.
Yep.
Yeah, guys.
As a
I'm just
difference,
gonna input like stuff whenever
Yeah.
I feel like it.
as a difference, and considering that Victor will not be hearing any of this until we upload it, and we better hope that this stays between the 3 of us.
Yeah.
As we talk about these games, we'll be posting up official video footage from all 3 companies. Yeah, all credit goes to them, really, because this is their work. None of it is ours. We're just helping you guys get your name out there.
And also get to be able to play games that you wouldn't expect or know about if we didn't let you guys know.
Yeah.
So,
Very underground games.
so since we're starting with unexpected games, let's start with Grow Home. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, Grow Home is a game produced by one of the smallest Ubisoft teams. I haven't been able to localize where they've been operating from. About a week ago, I sat down. I sat down with Carlos, with Evan, and with Evan's cousin, and his cousin was playing this game on his laptop. He allowed me to see it through the screen share on Skype. It is a very peculiar game. I have the summary written down here. It says, in Grow Home, you play as Bud, the botanical utility droid, a robot on a mission to save his home planet by harvesting the seeds of a giant alien plant. On his quest, Bud will discover a beautiful world of floating islands that are home to some rather strange plants and animals. Grow the giant plant and use your unique climbing abilities to reach even higher ground, but be careful. One wrong move and it's a long way down. Okay. Carlos, you've had, full-on
I played a
experience.
little bit of
Yeah, you had the chance to play it out. What can you
Yeah.
tell us about it?
It's a very smooth game. It's a fun game, a very relaxing game, a little challenging at sometimes. It's a third person. You're a little robot, like you said, and he has a ability to climb. Like, just imagine Spider-Man, but robot-y.
And without the
And he has more exactly. He has more gadgets than the ropes that come out of his arms. He has a jetpack. Think a double jump. I'm not sure. I didn't play a lot. I just played a little while.
All right.
And a parachute that's a flower.
Yeah.
That can save you from a lot of shit.
Okay. The thing about it is, Carlos had the chance to play it. I got the chance to see John play it for a while. Like, when I say a while, I mean like a good 2 hours. We were just laughing. He pulled out an orange from some place. We even called it Peter, and ended up dropping it from really up high. Then he died. And we just found it again. It was hilarious. The game is really colorful, as you're probably seeing now on the screen.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it is just amazingly done. I'm surprised. Ubisoft has lately been known to be the new EA of 2015. And then this game pops up. I believe it's an early access game, right? Like, it's not even fully finished.
Yeah, it's early access.
Yeah.
But for early access, it's not that bad.
Exactly. Look,
It works perfectly. You
this
can even
is
play with the control.
this is the perfect example of what early access should be.
Yep.
Okay. You can play it with a controller. You can play it with your keyboard. You have items to use. You have you have a leaf that's basically a glider that you can use it for a while. You have a flower that's a temporary parachute. Um, you have so many things that you can do
It's
with it.
almost full game. That's what early release is.
Exactly. You know, it is. Wow, it is just
You're not
amazing.
gonna finish the game soon. It's gonna take you a while, and it's a challenging because there's no good checkpoints. Like, let's imagine you're
No,
climbing
actually,
and
there are
well,
checkpoints.
they are checkpoints, but they're very far away. They're
Yeah,
like Dark Soul checkpoints.
exactly. Take it as the Dark Souls bonfires. Oh, you've made it through like 3 bosses. Here, have a bonfire. Like it's that type of thing. I remember seeing Jen climb for like an hour and a half, fall down, go back up, just to find a checkpoint like really high up, and you even have to like open up the checkpoints. It's not just there like look at it. Oh, I'm in a checkpoint. And you have to
Yeah.
literally open the hatches for it so you can use it, and it also allows you to teleport through floors. So that's actually pretty good. So the functions in this game so far have actually impressed me to a point where we started up an indie corner. It's as it should be. Um,
Yep.
Another game that called our attention, and this was created by Beam, in an indie team, was Stranded Deep. Stranded Deep is your survival type of game. Take it. Let's call it, as some YouTubers have already called it. Let's call it the Castaway Simulator. Literally.
It's literally the
Basically what it
Castaway.
looks like.
Okay.
It's literally a game that they just saw the movie Castaway and made it out of a game. It's perfectly. There's even Easter eggs from Castaway. You can find a Wilson.
Yeah, you
And
can literally
no-
find the
Yeah, it's the volleyball.
volleyball.
Volleyball. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Jesus.
volleyball. That would be stupid. Volleyball that Tom Hanks makes in the movie that looks like a. He makes him as a friend. Like he's alone. He needs somebody to talk to. A little crazy there,
Okay,
but
if you haven't seen like Castaway, like what's wrong
exactly. You should
Spoilers.
see the movie.
Hilarious.
Good movie.
with you? Quality flick.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
as the site says, Stranded Deep, take the role of a plane crash survivor stranded somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. Come
Mhm.
face to face with some of the most life-threatening scenarios that will result in different experience each time you play. Scavenge, discover, survive. The game is constantly being updated. I think it's week by week.
Yeah.
It already has a navigation system where you travel by raft.
Yep.
It already has whales and sharks. It already has a building system, which was the first thing implemented.
The crafting system in this game is not like crafting in Minecraft that you need a crafting bench or like similar crafting.
Well, technically you do. Like you don't have
No,
a crafting
no,
bench,
you
but you
don't
need
need-
a hammer. You need a hammer.
You need a hammer. Yeah, but the thing is, like Minecraft clones or like I don't know, 7 Days to Survive, fucking Daisy, like they have fucking crafting and shit. And you need a workbench. Oh, you need a crafting table. That's bullshit.
And then,
Stranded Deep, you just put like to make a fucking axe, 2 sticks, 2 rocks. You literally need to take the sticks, put them in the floor, put the rocks next to them, and
some rope.
put some rope, yeah, and then
and
and
then just hit the crafting button,
yeah,
open up the menu, craft it up. You have an axe. Chop down more trees. Or, which is the fun, like it's been so far the most fun thing to do. There are sunken ships, which now I think Carlos might not know about this. When you're traveling by raft, you might see bubbles popping up on the water.
yeah, I know about it.
Yeah.
It's one of the new things that they added.
Exactly. And you can just dive down, find some broken down ships,
Yeah.
and just take the supplies from it.
Yeah, the
That's-
looting system is very balanced. You're not gonna find a lot of shit,
But you're gonna
looting-
find shit. You're gonna find some.
but you're gonna find useful shit.
Like you can find an engine. You can find some fuel.
Yeah,
You can find a flare gun and use it like Carlos did and waste it before a plane passes.
I didn't waste it. I didn't
Yeah.
think I was gonna use that save.
You also have a like you know how many survival games. So in this case, your survival meter is your watch. You have a watch that tells you the time.
Yeah.
The time during the game, and it also tells you whether you're sick, whether you're hungry, whether you're tired. You have to build shelter. You have to go hunting for anything you can find. Well, you're probably seeing it now because like what we plan to have here is basically trailer. It gets edited, but anyway,
Yeah.
um, and it's actually a fascinating game. Really, it's both fun to
It's
watch.
beautiful. The design in this game was so amazing. The lighting, beautiful too. And I've been playing this game the day that I got it. I've still been playing this every day.
Yes, today as we record this, it's the 14th of February. The game's been out ever since the 23rd of January,
Yep.
and so far, it's been getting the right approval to be a good game. Hence why we brought it up for you guys tonight.
And for $15, it's not that bad.
No, it really isn't.
Because
Like,
I'm sure
well,
when it comes full game, it's gonna be like, I don't know, 20, 25, 30, something like that.
Maybe but even so, the game is worth it. It's
It
it,
is.
it what we're seeing is an early access, and it's already feeling like an actual game. They're already doing something right.
Yeah.
Well, I find it interesting with this game is like it reminds me a lot of like the survival aspect of Far Cry. I don't know if you guys like feel
Yeah.
that vibe
Yeah,
or that kind of sense. So I'm really excited to play this game specifically
yeah,
for that because I feel that when I play Far Cry, I feel like I want like to survive, and that in this game is basically what I want from Far Cry in a way.
exactly. Last year, we saw a similar game, The Forest, and
Eh,
it's beaten everybody's expectations to an extent.
It's a good game, and it's getting a lot of I don't know, likes in the community,
Yeah,
and it's coming to consoles too now.
exactly. Lately, indie games are starting to spur up as the mainstream games have been decaying
Yeah.
to an extent. And I'm actually happy. I'm actually happy to see some things pop up.
Yeah, I'm glad that the indie companies are getting more recognized
Yes.
than
For a different type of
before.
survival game, I can recommend you guys the early access for Project Frequency. You could look it up. They uploaded an early access about say a good 2 weeks ago. I haven't played it because horror games are not really my thing. But Carlos and I got to see it. For in this conference room that we have at
Yeah.
college. It is being designed by 8-Bit Games, one of the Puerto Rican companies that's trying to, get their name out there. So have fun, guys. Have some free publicity.
Yeah.
And as we are getting into Puerto Rican-made games, even though the mobile, handhelds, not mobile gaming.
Mhm.
When I say this, I mean mostly phones, iPads, and stuff. Even
Yeah.
though it's not as appealing to the community, I will say this. I'm the type of person who thinks that mobile games lately have just been copies and copies of games that managed to make it out there.
Mhm.
And I am happy to say that I found one game that is so appealing and so interesting in what they tried to do that it just works. Okay, lately I've been seeing MOBAs put into tablet games. I've been seeing third-person shooters. I've been seeing so many games that work to an extent, but your hardware on your tablet can't really handle it as well. What I'm talking about is, in this case, I'm talking to you about a tower defense game. We're talking about Breach TD, made by Space Rhino Games down here at Puerto Rico. The game has not been released just yet. I
No.
am talking to you about this so you guys can go check it out and support the project. I managed to get beta access about a couple of days ago. Me and Evan played it for quite a while, and frankly, it is a fascinating game. The first time I heard about this game was from a friend of mine. We had this professor at college who had mentioned it in one of the classes. He told me about it. I checked out the Kickstarter. Effectively, I found out why. My professor worked on it. He worked on the concept art for the game, mostly for the cards that you use. The game uses two systems. It uses army building system, and it uses a card based system. We've all played tower defense games. Like you have this whole map, like tiny little map. You put down turrets. You hit the play button. Enemies come by, shoot them down. If you can't shoot them down, well, say goodbye to your base. You're already screwed. That is normally the concept of a tower defense put into simple manner.
Yeah.
What Breach does is break that standard. In this case, you have your like okay, a quick deal about tower defense. You have your active building phase and your wait action phase. By this I mean you're only active while you're putting everything down, and for the rest of the time you're just waiting as the action happens in front of you. Breach does this differently. During your building phase, there are two things you can do. You build up your soldiers, you can upgrade them, but at the same time, you can send soldiers over to the other side to hold off enemies. The game is supposed to be a multiplayer game where you and two more people are sitting on one side of a portal, and there are three other people sitting at the other side. Both teams are sending enemies and defending their bases at the exact same time. You get to build up your army, send them out on a wave, and you're gonna fight. You can fight rock golems, you can fight archers, you can fight soldiers with just pistols. Evan and I made it up to like round 20, and this giant angel thing with really sharp wings and a blade came out and just started ramming our army out to hell. Um, the beta right now only gives you a 1v1 perspective and a practice perspective where you can just fight the AI, and it gets really overwhelming. Like we played it that time, and by round 22 we got our asses handed to us because they instead of sending one army, they started sending 3, 4 armies all in a row, and they just murdered us completely. The artwork is really well done for it, and so far the animation works. I do have to say, in case you're listening to this, um, part of your animations sometimes skip a beat, so it sometimes makes it a little hard to tell what's going on. And I think the health bars aren't going down as fast as it should, so sometimes you just feel overwhelmed, like, oh, I'm not doing the damage I should be. Um, but just a little pointers. I do believe I might be sending this to the team to listen to it once it's uploaded. But yeah, all in all, it's a good game so far. It's again an early access beta. What you might be seeing on the screen isn't the final product. This is just the clips that have been so far uploaded by the company. So we thought we'd use them so you guys could at least see how it goes down. But yeah, I do believe that basically covers everything we wanted to cover for today on the indie corner. And I also do believe Pedro has something to mention right before we end this.
All right. Well, in terms of in content, me and Victor, we have been talking about our different ideas that we would like to do, and this is something I've been wanting to do for a while. Even before we started the rating pending, I have a kind of like a spin-off podcast, you can say. It's called the Gaming Sound Podcast, and basically I talk with some of my friends here in Florida. We talk about gaming, but we also add on other things that have to do with gaming, just mostly about geek cultures. So you can find us at youtube.com/, the Gaming Sound, and you can find us on iTunes, on Twitter, and on Facebook at the Gaming Sound Podcast. So I would greatly appreciate it if you guys subscribe and listen to us. Okay, and that's about it.
Do you think so? Yeah, I do believe we just lost Carlos. Technical issues as usual. But yeah, like, I guess we could wrap this up because if we just wait for Carlos, we're just going to be babbling for the next couple minutes. We're sorry, maybe you guys were expecting us to cover Monster Hunter or
Majora's Mask.
Or Majora's Mask. Two things about it. One, we can't cover Majora's Mask, or maybe not like this, with with gameplay up front. Mostly due to the fact that we haven't played yet the remakes. We haven't had the economy helping us for the purchases.
I know. Right?
Plus, the Nintendo program will potentially just block us off from using it. We could always mention it, but we wouldn't be able to use the footage. So I am sorry to if you guys get a review, it won't be a video review. It will be a written review as to what we think about the game. Um, as for Monster Hunter, I plan on purchasing it from here to maybe a week. Victor has already encomended me the task to review the game. So once that's out, well, you'll get an actual opinion based not only on what the game offers, but also what has been changed from their last installment, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. So I guess we could just stop it here.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, Carlos is telling us to stop the recording. But that's not going to happen. So
Almost done
yeah,
anyway.
yeah. So this has been the Rating Pending Podcast. I was your host, Solid Space, and I hope to see you next time.
Bye.